Hi Stampin' friends. Tonight we're going to show you how to make this little box for Christmas. It uses the Parcels stamp set and it uses the Parcel die. And then we're also going to make a card, let me find it, with a new set that's going to be in the spring or the January through June, I guess, mini catalog. And then we're also going to make one with a celebration set, but that one's going to be a surprise because I haven't made it yet, so that'll be kind of interesting. So I hope that you all are having a great get ready for the holiday season, and I think we'll get started. So this stamp set and the little box that it comes with, you cut two of this box. And you do, the stamp set has several different little things that you can use to create. I've made one of these before, but I've not made a Christmas themed one. So, this is what I use, the Warm Hugs. And this one is put together with the satin real red ribbon, and then just a little cute circle. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is kind of arrange your pieces and do the folds. So once you've done that, you're ready to get started on your box. So you're going to put your adhesive on these tiny, tiny flaps here. I usually just use this tear tape, but it is a little wide, so we're going to have to be careful, and we're going to have to be sure that we don't have too much without pulling it back. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I've stuck it on the one side, and what I'm doing now is trying to pull the top piece off, and then you want to fold this back. You want to fold it back from all the corners because you don't want any sticky stuff to get on your other projects. So then here, do it just like that. There we go. And then the same thing on the other side. And I want to keep it within the confines of the little tab. Okay, and then as you look at this, these are going to be the bottom pieces where it has this little nodule right here. So we're going to want to put those together the same way here in just a second. Okay, so make sure that those are the pieces that are on the bottom. And then you're ready to, oh, I didn't take this off. You're ready to start trying to adhere them together. And it is a little bit of a fussy box. I don't know if we made it for class, but it was so fussy that I was kind of like, well, but I wanted to try one for Christmas to see if you all would like it. There we go. Alrighty. And so this actually attaches to this piece that comes. You want to get this straight on here. I'm going to line it up. And then this attaches to this piece that comes up the top, if that makes sense. So you want to kind of get it even there. And you can use like a bone folder or something to kind of burnish it if you want, just because that usually makes things stick better. And then we're doing the same thing over here. Kind of try to stick it to the pieces. Line it up there. Let's see here, I didn't get this one bent down quite. There we go. Okay, so now I'm putting the bottom together, and I like to just do it like this and just use adhesive on the side pieces. So that's kind of one of those things that's sort of up to you, but that's what I'm going to do. So actually, let me use the stickier stuff. This is the Stampin' Seal Plus, and it's a little bit stronger. I'm going to just adhere it to the side there. I'm going to stick it down. And the same thing on this side. And then before I stick this side down, I want to be sure and tuck it like this. Okay, hold on. Tuck it down, and then get this piece right here where they overlap on the bottom. It just makes it a little more secure. If you want it to be really secure, you could probably put another piece of paper in the bottom to just really stick it down, if that makes sense. Okay, let me get this lined up here. And then I just want to kind of mash it down inside so that it's good and stuck. And then these pieces just tuck in, and I like to kind of bend them first so that I can get them in there easier, because this is a little bit thinner. The last time I made this, I used the craft cardstock, and this is a little bit thinner, so I don't want to have any problems with this. Just tuck it in. Okay, so there we are. And so I'm ready to add some ribbon. Some twine. I could add this red. It's a little thin, but I kind of like it with this only because this is kind of a bigger print, and this is so tiny. So I might like to put this one on there. Oops, I'll go ahead and cut it. I might do better. So maybe just tie it around this way instead. Get a little more. Sorry, I'm fumbling. There we are. Okay. So then I'm ready to just add a little decoration, and so I could stick it on here, or I was thinking I might punch a hole or something so that I can just stick it through the end here. I'm going to go ahead and put my little tree on with a dimensional, and I just punched it with a circle and cut this with a circle, so I didn't leave the inside out of this one because I wanted to just have it be like a little medallion. So if that makes sense. So then if I punched a hole right down in there, then you could thread it through and you wouldn't need to see the hole, if that makes sense. So there is this one and there's this one. You've got two little Parcels die Christmas decorations, and I think this would be cute. You could put them under a little small tree, or you can put, it's pretty good size as far as like earrings or something like that. So there, you can put you some little stamp things, some sponge daubers in there too if you wanted to. So that's how I did this one. And let's get started on the next. When this is over, I'm going to do an unboxing video, so you might want to be here for that, because all my stuff came in, except we've got a hold up on the dies. There was a problem in shipping, so we don't know exactly when they're going to be here. So you'll see what I'm talking about when I get to that, because it's a little bit strange. So, all right. So this is the card that I'm going to make. It has several different, I don't know if you would say embellishments or whatever. The idea that I used for this was Shelley Gardner, who's the founder of Stampin' Up, just running this ribbon through somewhere just to kind of make the little stamp kind of shine. I don't know. It just I like the way it looked doing that. This stamp set comes with several different pieces. It has images, and then it also has a ton of different sentiments and things like that. So I think it'll be a lot of fun for everyone to use when we get to use it. It has this pretty paper that has a layer. Let me try to move it. I left it loose so I could show you. This actually layers over this pretty floral paper that's under it, and it matches. I lined up the 12 by 12s before I cut it, and it matches exactly. And let me show you. I can't get it. Got it stuck on the ribbon there. There we are. So you can see that it matches exactly. So the gold goes over it. So this is a lot of fun. I really like the way that it looks. It's elegant, and then you can add as much gold as you want. This ribbon is kind of a craft with gold added, you would say. So let's get started on this card, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you a little sneak peek of this paper because I think it's so pretty. This is the gold acetate. So it's gold printed on, like a clear window sheet type acetate. And then what this is called is Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. So, okay, here's this big one. The back side of it is this pretty pink and red kind of pattern with these little kind of, I guess you'd say, floral motif designs. The next one is this gorgeous, it actually has brush strokes in it. So that's kind of cool because you can really see the where it would look like there was paint, almost like it was put on with a trowel. And the back side of it is this nice geometric yellow. And there's a pretty pink. And the back side of it is a pretty pink geometric. Then there's the gray with some oranges and golds. And the back side of it is this really pretty blue. Pool party, I'm thinking. Then there's the striking Night of Navy with several colors on it. And then it's also pool party on the back, kind of a lighter pool party. This one is actually my favorite because it has these, it's like an actually wildflower garden, and there is a piece of the gold that goes over it, that overlays it. It would be actually really pretty in a scrapbook. And the back side of it is orange, which there's not a lot of orange on this page. But anyway, I just think that that one is really pretty, and especially good with the gold on it. So we'll be using that sometime this spring. I'm not totally sure exactly when. Okay, so let's get started. And I'm going to use, if I can find it, there we go. This is Terracotta Tile, and it is one of our in colors. Let me get everything else over here so I don't lose stuff. There we are. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to try to just ink up the part that I want to be terracotta tile. So what I'm trying to do here is only get the parts that I want to be terracotta tile colored. So I did that. And then I'm just going to use like a Q-tip or something, whatever, to remove where I don't want it to be terracotta tile. If that makes sense. Any place I might have gotten a little bit of it that I don't want. So now I'm using Mossy Meadow, and I'm just using, this is one of those marker to stamp. It's called a technique. I don't know that it's that impressive as a technique, but it is certainly useful for this because it's nice to be able to put the ink just where you want it. So there's that. Then I'm going to go up in here in the top of these because those are stems as well. Just a little bit of green up in there. And since this is such a dark color green, I don't think I'll need to you wouldn't necessarily need to take off the orange because it would probably just cover it up, but just something to consider. Okay, and then this, I'm going to use the Petal Pink, which is kind of basically the light of this color almost. And I'm going to color these little round things. I'm not really sure what they are, but little floral kind of things. And it is really hard to see if you've got these colored, so we'll just have to hope for the best. And if not, we can always look at the other one and say, oh yeah, that's what we were doing. So once you've done this, it's a good idea to go like this and kind of re-moisten the stamp. And then stamp it onto your Whisper White cardstock. There we go. Then the next thing I did was use, and I got a little smudgy on there, that doesn't look so great, but I used this Wink of Stella and I went over the terracotta, and what that does is it kind of makes a little bit of pink in there and just kind of blends it together. You could probably go over these and give them a little more color, and that would make it look a little less muddy. And I think it actually does, so perfect. I love it when you can fix something by doing something else. So anyway, and it gets a little bit of shine on here, which makes it match the other, the ribbons and the other things that we're doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on some more of these, just a little. Here we go. Okay, and that's probably good. And where is my lid? Well, it's about dried out, so it probably doesn't matter that much. But okay, so now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this out, or cut it down the side here. And this is the exciting part. So if you were considering leaving, don't leave, because this is going to be really neat. I'm getting excited. Look what's ready. The little tiny Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is actually just now available for demonstrators, and it will be available for you all in January. And it has such a small footprint. It literally fits in such a small space. It's really nice. The handles on these are nice. And the only problem is you can't do a full-size embossing folder, and you can't do really big dies. But certainly you can see it would fit nicely with this one. Okay, so this is super simple. I used a different pattern of paper on this one, so it's more the peachy color, whereas this is the white. And then if you want to go ahead and stick this down, which I didn't do on the other one, so I could show you sliding it up, you just want to put right under here, put a glue dot under the gold part, because if you put it on the gold part, you won't be able to see it. And then just make sure that you have it lined up before you stick it down. Might be a good idea, so that you don't get it bumpy, to just kind of pull them apart so that you can put just a tiny bit under each one. Since I cut these at the same time, and I also wanted to say I did use my old guillotine cutter. I didn't use the new one because I didn't want to cause any dulling of the blade. So I just, you know, just for my own whatever, I use my old one. Right under there. And there. All right. So you can put this on probably with glue dots, with dimensionals, just to make it super pretty. There we are. Then let's go ahead and put our ribbon. Oh, that's not the right one. We want the gold shiny one. I used it around the card, so you might want to go ahead and put it, just lay it under here, and then you won't have to cut it. That's just kind of a time and ribbon saving idea. There we are. Okay, so this piece is just going to go kind of sideways on the card, and I'm just going to leave it until I'm finished. I'm going to stick it down later. So now I'm ready to put this on. What I'm wanting to do is stick this through. I could do this on the other side this time if I wanted to, just put it on the right side of the card. So that's totally up to you how you want to do that, of course. So the one I did on this one was across and through here. Let's see if I can manage that. There we go. So then, oh no, not that one. Hold on. Too funny. Through this one, and there are so many places that you can put this. Shelly had made one of these on a box, and it was super cute. Okay, so then you can put it through there. Just kind of line it up and make it just kind of however you want it. Then just tie it over here. You could tie I think it looks like I have enough for a bow on this one, so I think I'll go ahead and do that. The other one was not quite enough ribbon for that, so this one may not be either. Yeah, probably not. I'll just tie it in a knot. Okay, so there we are. And then just, you could make it a thing where you leave the ends, you know, if you like that, but for me, I like kind of neat ends. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just put this on dimensionals and put it directly on this, on the tiny small dimensionals. And I think that will make it kind of cute. And stick that down. And then I'm adding this on. Oops, I got a little piece there. And then just one under here. Okay. So then after you have this the way you want it, you can see what's good about this. You can slide it up and down and put it where you want it. Once you have it where you want it, I would go ahead and put like a glue dot or maybe a dimensional under your ribbon to hold it where you want it. And then also put a glue dot under these guys or a dimensional under the corners of this so that you can see so you can keep it straight where you want it. Then we're ready to just put our sentiment, which is just a little happy birthday. And I think I will go ahead and pop that up on dimensionals, the mini dimensionals, because they're the only ones that kind of would fit on this. It's kind of tiny, or you'd have to use one of those side pieces. Here we are. And then we'll put it right there. And there we go. You can see either one of these as your example. So it's just two different pieces of paper, and it just makes it really easy to put together a really stunning card. This might have looked better if I had used the petal pink. Might have been more. On this one, I like that I used the white because it really shows up nicely with the petal pink. But on this one, I think maybe the petal pink would have looked nicer, just to kind of add a little more petal pink to it. So thank you for watching, everyone, and have a merry week getting ready for Christmas. Bye-bye.